Okay, and while we're on that foot, let's do our gate points between the metatarsals and along the bunion on the inside of the foot. And then let's do our toe activation. So maybe starting with the big toe, it's usually the easiest one. Just pressing against a finger underneath the foot and then pressing against a finger above the foot and focusing on just the one toe at a time. And if you don't feel that the toe is responding, remember you can do the little this movement to activate the muscles. And then work your way one toe at a time. And when you finished with that foot, just take a walk around your chair. Feel how that foot is responding. And then go on to the other foot. Remembering when you push in and apart, holding for a moment, for a breath. And when you're ready, go on and do the gate points on the top of the foot and then the toe activation. And Audrey, I mentioned to everybody that while we had those days of sunshine, I was able to go out in some trees between the greens on the golf course where there was really no grass growing. There was all the leaves and detritus that made for kind of a very soft ground. And I did the Qigong there, and it really enhances the way you can notice your weight going into the earth and feeling the tripods, feeling wear on your foot, and getting that sense of allowing the weight to sink into the earth and feeling the energy from the earth supporting you. So I'm just recommending, if you can find a place, to try the Qigong that way. That's actually the Chinese normally always do it outside, and they believe that you gain energy from the trees if you can go in if there are trees around. In Calgary, for those of you who know who Calgary, when I lived in Calgary, Prince's Island, which is an island park full of trees, there are usually lots of Chinese people out there doing their various practices. I always remember two ladies that would walk. One would walk backwards and the other forward, and then they would change so that they walked equally forwards and backwards. And there were people doing Qigong and Tai Chi. And then, yes, when you're ready, take a walk around the chair. And actually, I think we'll go right to standing. And we'll do a little more sitting stuff at the end. So let's go now to just feeling both feet on the ground. And if you want, you can take maybe a little bit wider stance, because we'll just start with a weight shift from side to side, really feeling the weight flowing into one foot and into the earth or the ground, and then the other foot. And as you do that, maybe you can think of as the one foot is pushing you over a bit, and then the other foot is pushing you over. And that foot that's pushing you over onto the other leg is lengthening. So the inside of one leg is getting longer, and then the other leg is getting longer. So feel that lengthening happening alternately as you sway from side to side. And at the same, another thing to notice is the way the hips, sockets themselves, the pelvis is just gliding from one side to the other. There's no leaning here at this point. And you might also notice that center part of the ball of the foot, the kidney 1 point, it's the axis of the yin energy rising up from the earth. And then bringing the feet a little closer together, let's do our brain buttons. Cracking the eyes from side to side. Breathing up from the soles of our feet, all the way up to our brain buttons, kidney energy coming up. And then let's switch hands. And this time, let's allow the head to turn with the eyes seeing around us in many degrees, however many. And then once you've noticed the turning of the head, let's just turn only the head. Notice how far you're going. to one side and then to the other. If there's more resistance on one side or the other. And now let's do our owl. Allowing the shoulders to just drop. And take a little dip in the center now. Still feeling the tripods on the bottoms of your feet. Okay. And then the other side. And adding the dip in the middle. Let's lift our shoulders up as high as you can, just straight up. Take a deep breath in and then let them drop. And now imagine that your fingers are really heavy from the drop and they're reaching out. So we're taking a really kind of slow version of the opening of a Qigong. Up over the head, the shoulders are still dropped. And then fingers press down. And we'll repeat that again. Shoulders lifting up towards your ears, up as high as they go. Let the weight of the hands pull down and then reach out into space as wide as you can. Coming up. Pause here. Let the shoulder blades slide down your back. Just imagine the shoulder blades are sliding down your back. And then elbows open out and the hands come down. We'll do that one more time. Lift the shoulders up toward the ears. High. Let them drop. Arms reach out, fingertips reaching out into space in the lateral plane. All the way up. And let the shoulder blades drop down the back, sliding down the back, and then allow the arms to go down. Before we do our Qigong, we're going to do a couple of other things. We're going to do arm activation. So I need to raise this a little bit now. Okay, so pressing, and on an exhale as we press. Exhale, press the arm toward the ear. Remember, you're reaching above your elbow, as in closer to your shoulder than to your hand. And then let's reach back, reach up and back with the hand behind. Switch the hand around to the outside, reach away from the ear. Hand to the front, reaching forward and down. And release. And then the other side, toward the ear. Back of the arm, forward and, up and back. side of the arm, reaching the arm out. Front of the arm, reach forward and down. And let the arms go. And last of all, reach up all the way. Now allow your fingers to reach up so high it pulls your ribs will come up. You'll feel space between your ribs and your pelvis. And energy out the top of your head, then reaching down to the earth, pressing into the earth with the palms and the soles of the feet. Press the navel up toward the sky. And repeat, reaching up to the ceiling, high as you can. Feel the space in the middle of your body. Reaching down. And then as you press into the floor, reach your navel up to the sky. Last time, reaching up, 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 up. And let the shoulders drop. So we're still lifted. And then we're going to let our arms come down and reach our face to the ceiling as we bow the front of the body. So reaching, stretching the whole front of the body out now, the opposite way that we did, but it's a much smaller arch. Feeling the length along the front of the pelvis. Feeling, however, the length on the back of the neck. We're supporting our cerebellum there. We're not pinching the back of our neck. It's long, but we create this nice long arch. And relax. Let's do hookups. Crossing your feet. Eyes open or closed, as you wish. Tongue to the roof of your mouth as you inhale. Woo. And now focus on equalizing the pressure on all 3 points on each foot. And for me, what I need to really focus on is that there is weight on the joint behind the big toe, that tripod, because I tend to roll to the outsides of my feet. But it may be a different one for you that you need to focus on. But find out what you need to do to equalize the weight. And then see if you can feel that energy running up the insides of your legs, like we did at the beginning of class when we stood up. So you have an X going from the big toe side of your foot up the inside of your legs to your hip joints. And when you're ready, change to the other side. Other arm in front. And as you experience that energy coming up the insides of your legs, then also it's the energy from each leg is going to join through the pelvic arch and come up through the spine and out the top of your head. So we're one long energy conduit. from the earth to the sky. And when you're ready, feet side by side, arms out to the side, and allow the hands to come together on their own time. And then we're ready to do our Qigong. And we're going to do it slowly today to focus on how can you relax and find the minimum effort to do all the movements. So I played with this last week, and I thought it would be a good experience. So you have time to notice where there's tension that you can release in your body. You have time to notice your weight reconnecting with the ground always. So the Qigong movements always start from the feet. They are our understanding. Maybe I need a little light here. Oh, I know what I need. That's better. Yeah. So I don't know how much you've been practicing while I've been gone, but if you're ready, move on to one leg. And then back to two legs. Take a couple to recenter yourself. And then we'll move to the other leg. And back to two legs. And then the arms are going to come up two. And let's remember that point, the turtle dove's tail, right below at the end of the sternum, got the xiphoid process, I think it's called. So arms are a little low here because we want our shoulders to be completely relaxed. So how far can you reach out without lifting your shoulders? And the result of that is I feel a stretch through my upper arms, the front of my upper arms. Reaching out through the fingertips as we spread and gather. Spread and gather. Okay, and stepping out to the side, we're going to take that shift that we worked on a little bit at the beginning of class. So feeling that lengthening as one foot presses your weight over to the other, and that leg that's long lengthens, and the other one bends. And really taking this slowly so you really feel the shift through the feet. Your feet can control the whole thing. Well, I don't know that they're actually controlling it, but my awareness is totally involved with the feet initiating the movement. That's what I mean. Your feet initiating the movement. Don't think of your pelvis pushing you to one side or another. Your feet are doing it. And notice the stability that that provides. Now we're going to focus as we continue on lengthening that arm out into space up over the top of that, and the other one hanging long and heavy like we did when we first stood up, that exercise to feel the weight of the arm reaching out and long up over the top. And then the other one, feel how long that reaches down to scoop around. Again, it's that spreading and gathering. So it spreads or lengthens down, up, around, and the other one lengthens down, up and around. So it's the whole thing is giving like a stretch to your shoulder as you go. Almost like you're digging with those fingers, digging, carving up around. And then the other hand digs, carves up around. Arms up and around. Carves up and around the fingertips. Okay. And let's come to center again. And we have our fountain, the energy. This starts from the soles of your feet, comes up through the whole center of your body, up out the top of your head. And after all that work with our arms, this should be really free. That's looking beautiful. It's wonderful to see how much more expansive all of your movement is from when we started COVID. Feeling the soles of the feet. And then moving on to the next one. So we have that arm coming up and around again, gathering in and pressing out. And one of the things I played with was noticing the weight on my feet, the way my feet can press into the ground to support the spiral on one side. So because we're using both hands at the same time, you can feel it either as a homologous, one-sided, or contralateral, two-sided. So for instance, as my left arm is pressing forward, I'm pressing into the right heel to create that elasticity in the body. You remember when I've shown I don't have it, it's behind the thing, that sense of stretching. So as I am reaching out with this hand. The stretch comes from that heel to these fingers. And of course, it comes on the other hand as well to the other foot. So for the opposite would be as my right hand is pressing forward, my left heel is pressing back. And conversely, as my left hand is going back, my right foot is pressing into the ground. I don't know if that, I hope that's making some sense. And then just let go of all that thinking and follow the flow of the movement. So I'll just pause for a moment and explain it. Why I went into that whole explanation. I don't know about all of you, but if you have pain in your shoulders, this one, there was some resistance in my body. And so this was my way of being able to increase the range of the movement without locking up in my shoulders because of pain there. So if I had the support of my feet, if I thought of my feet and my fingertips, then the rest of the body could just find what it had to do in between as it came. Yeah, that's the idea, Audrey. Yeah. So I hope you find a physical experience of this that makes sense to you. Okay, and then both hands coming together, moving on. Fingertips dripping over as the body curves, and then reaching up, opening the heart, curve over curve, and then opening the front of the body, lengthening the back of the body over, opening the front of the body. And you still can feel the weight of those fingertips like water drops. And then opening, those shoulder blades are sliding up in the curve, and then they're sliding down on the back as you open the chest, sliding up and over, creating length on the back, and sliding down the back as you open the chest. And again, remembering as you go over, the soles of the feet supporting you, the soles of your feet pressing to give you the support to arch. Okay, now we're going to switch the curves to the side of our body, one side, and then the other. As the fingertips are carving out into space, and we're doing this more slowly than often, feel the support from the feet on the ground. So if we have that firm support, sense of weight transferring to the ground through our feet, the arms can be light. There's no effort there. They just gently carve around the space from one side to the other. And we can open more space, perhaps by imagining those lungs. Expanding on one side, contracting on the other as you curve. Maybe the lungs massaging the inside, massaging from the inside of your body, one side and then the other. Fingertips reaching out, no tension in the shoulders. And then we're going to step out to the side as we reach up and look behind us, behind ourselves. Feeling the weight shift from one side to the other. Again, that movement as one leg lengthens us over to the other side, and then lengthens to push us over to the other side, lengthens to push us over onto the other foot. And we're making a beautiful curving spiral up to the back, down to the front, and up to the back. I like now to do this as a kind of eight, a figure eight. We used to do it more as a swing, but whatever works for you. And then we're going to bring our legs together and press across the front of the body. Here's a chance to open up the kidneys alternately. So I'm stretching, opening up this kidney. And then as I go, I'm stretching and opening up the other kidney. Space for the kidney. Or you could think of it as the kidney sliding around your spine, massaging your spine. Chinese view our kidneys as our energy pack, our batteries. Our little ever ready. And then we're going to transition into the spirals with the rotation of the forearms. Again, taking it slowly enough today so you can notice the weight transferred through your feet. Notice how effortlessly you can turn from one side to the other. Just sliding right around your central vertical axis. Sort of rolling in a vertical position. Tripods of your feet fully connected with the earth. This was one of the ones where I noticed a wonderful sensation doing it actually on the soil, but I have a memory of that now and feel it still somewhat, even though I'm inside. Again, another kidney massage around our spine. And then we're going to reach out into the lunge. And the weight transfer is now forward and back for the first time. So you might want to concentrate just on that part of it to start with. Pressing yourself onto your back foot, pressing yourself forward, pressing yourself back, creating that stability. And then adding the forward curve, top of the head reaching over in a curve, opening the heart to the sky, curving over, opening the body. Changing legs. Can you feel the space from your back heel to your front toes? And then from your front toes to your back heel. And changing legs, changing position, pushing waves, really feeling the pelvis vertically, just almost like it's suspended from the spine. So the forward and back motion doesn't come from our torso, it comes from the legs, from the feet. And we're always on balance. Long, long back. Changing legs. If you can, keep your back heel on the floor the whole time. The front foot rolls so the toes come up. But then as you go forward, both heels are solidly into the ground. Keeping your weight, some weight always between your legs. So it's a very stable position. Pressing that back heel into the ground, like when we do the calf pump. Calf.
Stretch.
Yes. So this also can become a gentle stretch and change legs. Now here both feet stay on the floor. I don't want to say flat because your feet aren't flat, but both feet are firmly attached to the floor the whole time. And your pelvis just floats forward and back from the pumping of the legs. And change legs. Remember that our fingertips start just below our sternum. Our shoulders are relaxed, released. And our spine is hanging vertically. It's not leaning. All the action comes from the legs and then our gathering and scattering of the arms. And then we're going to bring the legs together and we're going to do these punches really a little bit slowly today so you can focus on the rotation and the movement forward with your knuckles and the support from your shoulder blades. And you all know that connection from your little finger side to the tip of your shoulder blade and the connection from your thumb to the sternoclavicular joint, the joints here on either side as you're coming. So the whole thing is connected from the front of your sternum almost to the very tip of your shoulder blade in the back. We go on to our flying geese. And for those of you who want to add a little challenge, we can move on to 1 foot. Onto both feet. And then shifting again onto the other foot. Under both feet, arms come up, and we take our circles around shoulder. So here we go. Drop the shoulder blades down, let them slide down the back, and then we're ready to go around. You can make it as small or a big a circle as you like. Really feel the connection of both feet remaining connected to the ground as you go. That's where your support is. So the body can move fluidly because our feet provide our support. One more. Yeah, I'm doing this a little bit fast. I said we were going to be slow today, but on your own time. Let's maybe slow it down a little bit on this side, just to feel the full range of movement. This is our final big movement of our torso. Last circle. Open the arms, and we have our Chinese cross crawls. Really peel a foot off the floor. Peel. 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 Switch the arms to homolateral. And then we switch to doubles. And you can take this. I've started doing this, so I do a little shift of the weight. A little more test of my weight. And then changing to homolateral. And we have coming up. So we'll do this 3 different ways. This is something learned from gyrokinesis. First, coming up to the lower energy center. Cleansing. Recharging. Now we'll come up to the level of the heart. And then we'll come all the way up to the 3rd eye or the crown chakra, those last 2 chakras. Bring the energy all the way up and down. One more. And then we'll reverse our arms as we did at the very beginning, reaching out, up, shoulder blades, nicely sliding down the back. Last one. And a nice deep breath. And there we are. Back in the saddle again. Oh, great to see you all.
Yes, nice to see you, Dana.
Yes.
And I am firmly committed to staying out of the hospital for a while. So as a friend of mine said, and we'll see you next week. I hope.
Thank you all.
On.
Thank you.
Thanks.
You all take care.
You too.
Lovely.
Thank you.
Same.
Needed that.